Okay, everyone. Till now, we have discussed about the border layout, which contain basically the north, south, east, west, and center field. Second is the grid layout, which follow the table format. That means you can arrange your component in the row and column format. Now we will talk about the third layout, that is the flow layout. As per name suggests, flow layout is arranging your component one by one in a single line in a horizontal mode. Basically, the applet or panel by default follow this layout. The field for flow layout is left, right, center, leading, and trailing. Now, the constructor for flow layout is basically first constructor is a default constructor without horizontal vertical gap. It arranges 5 units horizontally and 5 units vertically by default manner. Second is the parameterized constructor of flow layout, which contain only one parameter. You can see here int align is basically for the alignment. Third is the also the parameterized constructor in which you can see the three parameter. First is the alignment, second is the horizontal gap, and third is the vertical gap. Now we will understand the program and we can see each constructor of flow layout and also observe the difference between the output. Now here I am sharing the screen and also sharing the Word file for the steps of the layout program. First, the steps are same as we have discussed already in border and grid layout. First step is you need to import two packages. First package is the java.awt and second package is the javax.swing.star. Now you have to step number 2, you have to create your own class. We are discussing about the flow layout. So I am creating the class flow. Now step number 3 is you need to create the default constructor. Here I am creating the default constructor. As you know that constructor name is same as the class name. Now fourth step is you need to create the object of JFrame class. So I am creating the JF as the object name. You all know that how to create the object. Class name, object name is equal to new class name. Now, step number 5, you need to create the 5 button. So, we need to create the object of J button class, 5 individual object. So, here I am first creating the button name as a B1, or we can say that labeled as a B1. I am doing copy paste for different number of button B2, B3, B4, B5. As you can say that I have already created the 5 button. Now next step is we want to set our layout. So we have to use the flow layout. So I am writing that set layout new flow layout. I am using right now a default constructor for the same. Now next step is you need to adding the each button by add component. For the same, there is a add method in the JFrame class. So I am first inserting the J1, jf.add B1, copying this for B2, for B3, for B4, and for B5. So I am adding the 5 different components in the add button. Now next is you need to set the size of the frame. So I am using the set size method. and giving, as you know, that 300 height and 300 width. Next, if I'm not setting the visibility as a true, your frame is not visible. So I am setting the visibility as a true using set visible method of JFrame class. Step 4 to 9 is completed here. So your constructor is also closed over here. Now next step, step number 10, you need to take the public static void main function. Inside the bracket, I am passing the string AR. Now we have written all the code in the default constructor. So I am basically creating the object of flow class. I am basically creating the object of flow class. Whenever I am creating the object of flow class, it will automatically call your default constructor. So whenever I am click on the run button, you can see the difference in the output. Click just on the run button, you can see the difference in the output. Now click on the Control S. Now I hope output is visible to all of you. You can see here there is a 5 button inside the output. B1, B2, B3, B4, B5 that is already arranged in the horizontal manner. After B1, B2 is there, B3 is there, B4 and B5 is there. Now here we have used the default constructor. As we have already studied, there is a three type of the constructor. First is the default constructor. Second, you can set the alignment. As we know that for the alignment, there is a 5 field inside the flow layout class. One is using the flow layout dot left. That means it's starting arranging all the button from the left direction. You can see here the output that is already arranged from the left direction. Now, if I am in place of left alignment, I am setting the right alignment, then all the buttons will be starting to place from the right direction. You can see here that is all the button is from the right direction, right margin is 0. Now, if I am writing the center over here, it set the center alignment. You can see the difference. As you know that there is a some gap in the left and same gap on the right hand side. So all the buttons are arranged in a center. If I am using the leading is similar as the left direction. It arrange your button from the left direction, and instead of leading, if I am writing the trailing, so your button will be arranged from right direction. This is your right direction. In flow layout dot right and trailing has the same output. Same way in flow layout dot left and flow layout leading has the same output. Click on the run button and you can see it is arranged from the left hand side. I hope this layout is clear to everyone. Again, I am repeating, flow layout contain the five fields left, right, center, leading, and trailing. Thank you so much, everyone.